Hi everybody, my name is Gabriel Sedlak. I thought I'd take a moment on this video to kind of share with you our story. Why I chose the company I chose, really what my passion is, and why I'm such an evangelist for home-based businesses, and where my head was at when I got the phone call. That's a big point. Okay, I was pursuing another company. I had been in the industry 18 years by the time I got the call for our current company. And, just like with anybody in business, you're diligent in what you're doing, right? But you have your ear to the track. You're listening for opportunity. You're looking for promotions. You're looking for what's ideal for your family, right? Well, it's the same in this industry. So I was being faithful where I was, pursuing it, but I got the phone call. A friend of mine calls me and he says, "Hey, have you heard of these doctors?" I said, "Well, of course I have. The whole world has." He said, "Have you heard about their new company?" I said, "Well, I didn't know they had a new company." And he said, "This is the direction they're going. And now they're addressing a massive need, and soon to be on a global scale, that nobody's addressing. And what do you think?" I remember what I said. I was standing at a coffee shop there in Franklin, Tennessee. I know exactly where I was standing. And I said, "You know what?" I said, "If 50% of this is true, we're going to make a lot of money. A lot." Now, I need to address this. I said that purposely on this video. I mean, that is what I said. But you need to hear this, because nobody's saying it's about the money. But yet it is. Here's why. Everything in life is commerce. It's all commerce. The video I'm recording this on right now, it's going to take electricity to charge the battery in a few minutes. The clothes I'm wearing, they're going to have to get washed later. I'm getting hungry sitting here, so I'm going to go eat something. It's going to cost money. The grass in our yard, I don't even have to go there. You guys understand this. Every transaction of life is a commerce transaction. And so it's not about the money, it's about how to shift to make the money serve you. Because here's what's happening. You were not created to serve money and time. Money and time was designed to serve you, so you could pursue what you're called to do and pursue your passions. And so the reason this industry is so magnificent is because it can compress time frames. It gives you the capacity to take a 30-year career and compress it into 3 years in our industry. You can take a 50-year career away from your family, away from your kids, dealing with corporate politics, having to travel, staying in hotels, whatever your job requires, and you can compress that in 5 years. So isn't it amazing that this is literally what's being offered, but the kicker is people still don't know about it. They do not realize this is an option. But I will tell you this, going to college to get a degree, to work a career for 30 years, to hope that the 401k and the pensions are there, is a dead day. It's not even real anymore. Everybody knows that. It's a new economy. Everything is shifting, and this should be embraced. It should not be feared. People say, "Well, is that one of those home-based businesses?" I said, "You better believe it. I would never have done it if it were not. I wouldn't do anything else, period." Here's why. My primary drive, and the reason this has been so attractive to me and now to my family and to our friends and everybody that's joining us, is, I prayed for years. I mean, think about this, guys. You're looking for the right person in life. You want to find the right person, not circumstances drive you together, or you're lonely and it pulls you to somebody or whatever. I'm talking about really finding that right person. You find the right person, but then what happens? You spend the next 30 years away from them. You give them an hour in the morning of emotional crumbs. You give them an hour at night of emotional crumbs. You put your kids in daycare when you start having children. For what? The American dream that says sacrifice your family to get bigger and bigger houses in the gated communities? Guys, that's not the American dream. The American dream is to find a fertile and a fruitful piece of ground, if you will, where your potential or your seed can be planted in it, and with diligence, cultivation, fertilizing, watering, attending to it, you can yield a harvest that'll serve you both now and then can create a bit of a legacy, or can create generational effect, because now the seed and the harvest is serving you. That's the real American dream if you really whittle it down. It's about the freedom. Well, that's why I'm so passionate about this industry, because it has given me the ability to never miss a moment. You got to hear that. I don't miss games. We just had at the time of this video, we have a 7-week-old little girl now. She's always in my lap while I work, or you know, I don't miss any diaper changes. I don't miss any I don't miss any feedings. Even our older boys, we never miss a moment. Why? Because we're present. We get to be present. I don't ever miss a time with my wife. We get to celebrate and do everything together. Even when I do meetings or I present what we do to people, I say, guys, before I even talk about the company, who is not on trial, I mean, they are rock stars and the whole world already knows it. The point is, this is an engine, this is a vehicle that I was looking for to set my family free, where I could shift the scales so that money and time could serve me, and I could offer a redemptive product and a redemptive opportunity to people that holds water with long-term sustainable residual income. Period. That's what I was looking for. People always ask, you know, how do you talk to men? Because, you know, our company is a skincare company. And I say, the same way you talk to women. But there's a business side and there's a product side. You don't tell one or the other. You don't share one or the other. You present the story. Here's what they're doing. Here's why they're doing it. Here is the options. There's a product side and a business side. Where's your level of interest? It's not rocket science. So anyway, I got in after I got the phone call. Terrible timing. Like I said, it was ridiculous timing, actually, because you know, the housing market had crashed. My wife was pregnant with our second little boy. She was working for in lending, which was not the best place to be at the time. And I got the call and I said, you know what, this is it. So I walked from the other company. I jumped into this thing full force. Within 7 months, I was able to pull her home. And at the time of this video, that was what, 6.5, 7 years ago. And we haven't looked back yet. We haven't missed a moment since. And it is far bigger. And it continues to get better all the time. So rather than trying to tell you, you know, or arm wrestle people, I just say, look, guys, we're all doing something. If what you're doing has the capacity to set your family free and give you the ability to have time and money freedom so you can pursue your passions, then keep doing it. But if what you're doing is just pushing back the inevitable and draining the clock, and you look up and your kids are 3 and your kids are 5 and your kids are 18, guys, regret is a terrible taskmaster. The other quick point is, you know, not all companies and not all opportunities are created equal. We've got to be honest about that. We have to be. Think about it. Not all cars are created equal. Not all race cars are created equal. Not all houses are created equal. Not all clothing is created equal. Not all food tastes the same. And not all opportunities play out the same. You know, what about the sustainability? What about the retention rate? What about awareness or branding? Do you have to sell it or does it hold on its own? Does the infrastructure at corporate fulfill and handle everything, or do you have to be the one making up the deficiencies? These are tough questions, but guess what? These are the questions I asked because I'd been in the industry a while, and you know, I get approached constantly with opportunities. Hey, Gabriel, you know, there's this thing coming along or whatever, and I love it. At another time in my life, I might have said yes, but I'm not shopping. Why? Because we've anchored into something that has tremendous sustainability. And honestly, you can't put a price on that. That's the best. And you know, the other thing I would hope that you would get out of this video is this. You know, because this new economy is at a global scale, the kid at home putting YouTube videos out has more leveraging capacity to build, if he's got something that's redemptive that he can market or propose to people, than major think tank campaigns or big time, you know, Wall Street marketing campaigns. The little guy has the power now, folks. We have to understand this industry is the great equalizer. It allows anybody. Okay, perfect example. I go into an interview and I say, hi, I'd like to work for you. And they say, okay, well, Gabriel, what's your pedigree? What's your history? Where have you been? What have you done? And they want to know, and they want to, you know, check your references, and they want to see what your track record is and all this. And I walk into the interview and I have a big piece of paper and it says passion, hunger, and fire. And they go, is this a joke? Well, I want to know where you worked, and did you ever miss a sick day, and can we call your references, and can we do this, and can we do that, and can we do this? And the company expects you to give 100%, no matter what it costs you and your family, and yet Remember this, most people are disposable with their jobs. You could have a box on your desk one morning after doing everything right for 30 years. But in our industry, if you are hungry, if you want things to change and you're willing to do something about it, this industry can serve you. And the right company can really set your family free. Last point, and I'll be done. You know, one of the things that I think is a snare is we pray, we tell our friends, we look for change, we hope for change, we complain about our circumstances, we long for things to be better, and yet we continue to drone along and do the same thing. Great cartoon I saw a while back. It was two cavemen pushing a cart up a hill with square wheels. And they were sweating and grunting and this other caveman runs up behind him and says, "Hey guys, hang on a second, I think I have something that'll help." And they were turning around saying, "Hey, you know what? We can't right now. Can't you see we're too busy?" Doesn't that fit? We can't be too busy in what's not working. We can't. Opportunity knocks, and then it quits knocking. You don't get time back, but our industry has the capacity to redeem the time, to compress time frames. I've seen more marriages fixed. I've seen more marriages enhanced. I've seen more people pursue their passions. I've seen more kids adopted because families can afford it. I've seen more people get out of debt. I've seen more laughter and happiness in this industry than I have in any other arena. Why? Because it gives you the ability to exponentially increase your effectiveness in life. So Gabriel, why did you choose your company? Why did you choose the industry? Why are you passionate about it? Freedom, guys. Never miss a moment. Hope the video helps, and I look forward to celebrating your successes in the coming years. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.